The holy grail of real estate investing is understanding how to get deals on houses direct to seller. No real estate agents, no wholesalers, no auctions, no bull crap. You go get the deal directly. That is how you will be successful as a real estate investor. And I'm going to show you all the different ways. I have notes here. That's what I'm pointing at. All the different ways that I know that I've used to go out and get deals direct to seller, cutting out all the middlemen. I'm Ross, been buying houses for 15 years, flipped over 300 houses. I own over 150 rental units. I used to own a wholesale company where I went out and got deals, sold them to other people until I started buying them all myself. Okay. They don't call it a wholesaler anymore when you just go do it yourself. Now, you see the difference. Real estate agent, you go on the market, Zillow, whatever, you buy houses that all the other people are trying to buy and you get terrible deals, even if you think you're getting a good deal. When they call it handyman special, that means sucker special. And then wholesalers, well, the only way you're getting a great deal from them is if you found somebody who is a shark that hasn't built a buyer's list yet. But as soon as they build their buyer's list, their prices are going to become pretty much equal with what you're going to get on the real estate market. That is the goal for the wholesaler. I would know. I owned the company before. And so the only way to get consistent deals that are true deals is to go direct to seller. Here we go. First and foremost, you can shut the video off right after this. Direct mail. Okay. If you figure that one out, you've solved the whole thing. I talk about direct mail all the time. It's pretty much the only lead generation tactic I use at this point. There's a few reasons why. For one, doesn't take much skill at all. I just copy what the We Buy Ugly House people say on their postcards. And you got to build a list, and then you are going to send it out. The downside is cost. Okay, of course, it does cost some money. You basically spend anywhere from 64 cents to like $1.64 per piece, depending on how nice of a piece of mail. So if, for instance, my list is around 2,500 people, I spend around 75 cents per to send out that mail. So I'm spending, around $2,000 a month on sending mail. But if I get one deal, great, and usually you'll get more if you stay consistent with it. Okay, so mail, it's great. The other thing is that they're calling you. Like, you're not having to reach out to them. So I'm just waiting for my phone to ring. And when my phone rings, it's somebody who answered a postcard that said, hey, I buy houses in cash. And what that says without saying it is, I want to get a really good deal. That's why I have the cash to buy this, is because I need a really good deal. And, or they're calling to say, hey, F you, man, stop putting mail in my mailbox. Right. Yeah. All right. So mail, I love it. You can stop the video right here, go send mail, but I'm going to give you these other 10 or 15 ways. PPC, that's pay per click. That's running Google ads. Okay. So Google ads, in my experience, I know there's going to be some gurus out there that say, oh, freaking Google ads are the way to go. Maybe. My experience says that it's nowhere near as good and consistent as mail. I've gotten a couple deals that way. I'm truly not an expert at pay-per-click, but that's it. You go buy pay-per-click ads on Google, go to the Google workspace or whatever they call it, the ads format, and you just buy your space. When somebody types in, sell my house cash, your keyword, if you bought that keyword, your name is going to come up. People are going to click through. They're going to call you. There you go. Meta ads, kind of like pay-per-click, except for these are Facebook ads. And I'm just going to say Meta, or like TikTok or whatever. You can buy ads on any of those spaces. You could buy X ads. In this, you would likely have more like media. You would have a video or maybe pictures, but similar to the pay-per-click. You will get some leads there. I do want to say about all of these, I think that if you stick to one and master one, it will pay off for you. I personally like mail. Now there's PPL, that's pay per lead. All right, this is where you're basically taking somebody who knows one or all of these methods and they're going to get leads, and then they're going to sell you the leads or give you the leads for maybe there's like a monthly charge or maybe there's a pay per lead charge. Obviously, this is going to be the most expensive way because those people who are generating those leads need to make their cut and they need to make it worth their while. If they're good marketers, they're going to make good money off of each one of those leads. Okay, so I mean, I've seen those leads cost thousands of dollars per. And just so you know, it's kind of like a step between a wholesaler and you going direct to seller. All right, so they use all of these methods. Here's more of the methods. Cold calling. You get a list, you just start calling them. Hey, I'm Ross. I buy houses here in the area. Would love to buy your house for cash. That is a terrible entry line, by the way. Text, similar to cold calling, but it's cold texting. Hey, do you own a house at 123 Main Street? Texting used to be awesome. There was like its moment in the sun was like 5 or 6 years ago now, and it was awesome. Okay, now it sucks because the carriers have basically shut down. Like if there's anything that resembles spam whatsoever, they've shut it down. Meaning the text doesn't even go through. It's not that it reaches like a spam or something. It just does not get delivered. So you might send 1,000 text messages and 10 of them got through. I don't know if those numbers are right because I haven't sent text in years because it sucked. Okay, cold calling, by the way, works. It's just a lot of work. It's cheap because you get the list, you get the phone numbers, and you just keep banging them until they answer. Or you could use cold calling services out there where they usually have VAs that are calling these people. They have some sort of script, and when they get a lead that is somewhat warm, they put it in your CRM, and then you follow back up with them. In my experience, when you have the cold calling service that puts the thing in your CRM, it is only slightly warmer than cold by the time you call them. Still, there'll be notes that say, oh yeah, Jeff wants to sell their house at 123 Main Street and they want this much for it. And they, love this, that, and the other thing. The description is this full conversation they have. And then you call Jeff and they're like, who the hell are you, man? And you try to explain, well, somebody, on my team called. Once again, it's slightly warmer than cold. Next is cold email. Okay. This is where you basically, just like cold texting or cold calling, you get a list of email addresses and you use some cold emailing platform to send out messages that say, hey, I'm Ross buying houses at, around 123 Main Street. Would you like to sell me yours? That's not the copy you should use. I haven't used cold email much, so I'm not going to speak on it, but it is an option. I haven't used it much for wholesaling houses or buying direct to seller, sorry. Door knocking, cheap for sure. Don't even need a list. Just go out there and start knocking on doors. Here's the thing. A lot of the houses you're going to buy don't have the person who, the owner doesn't live there. It's an investment house of theirs. A tenant lives there. So you don't do anything by door knocking. But I swear, there's people who swear by, I have never door knocked and nor will I. That's all high effort, low cost, maybe good for a new guy. I know at the beginning of this, I said I've tried all of these. I have not tried that one. I've had partners who have done door knocking for other businesses, and the brutal part doesn't matter to me much. The part that matters to me is that you might go do 100 door knocks and not ever get a hold of the person that could be a decision maker, and that's no good. So I don't like that one. I'd rather pay the money to send mail. Okay. Yeah, but once again, there's people who swear by the door knocking. I just always think they must be selling me something. All right, there's for sale by owners. These are people who decide to forego the real estate agent and they list their own house on Zillow or Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. All right, that's basically a direct to seller lead. Those are hard because all the lazy people out there are going for those. It's basically a rule that if it's easy to find it, it's going to be a bad deal. And for sale by owners are pretty easy to find. That means that lots of people are calling them. I'm always trying to create a market of one. Basically, I'm the only person contacting them in a perfect world. Cold social messaging. Okay, you'll get throttled. Is that the right word? Basically, you look people up on Facebook and send them messages. Send enough of them, you'll get shut down. All right, Facebook is the placeholder for any of the social networks out there. Similar to cold emailing, similar to cold calling, and obviously you can use different bots and AIs and such to do this at more scale. I've only used this for sharpshooting is what I would call it, is I'm contacting the people in other ways, but this, whatever, they stopped responding or something, and then I go find them on Facebook and send them a message like, hey, have you given up on this deal? That is something that you would say. Okay, there are bandit signs. This is where you put the sign up at the corner that says, "We buy houses." This one, you get calls. Everybody hates you. You're not, it's called bandit signs because it's like littering in most scenarios. It takes a lot of work. You got to put the signs out. You're supposed to go pick them up. And I'm not a fan, but it's a method. SEO, search engine optimization. Okay, this is instead of the pay-per-clicks, paying per click, you spend the time and effort to actually rank in the search for sell my house fast cash. And, I'm not going to do a SEO tutorial here, but, basically there are methods you use for local SEO, including how you rank in Google, getting reviews, your placement on the map. And then the thing that everybody knows about is like blogs and things like that. They actually use the keywords. For local, it's more about the Google business profile kind of stuff, but we're not going to get into a tutorial on SEO. That is a method you could use that's more evergreen. So it's going to take time for that to pay off. Here in the short term, what people will do is like, okay, I'm going to do pay per click for now. Okay. So I get that coming in right now. And then over time, the SEO will start getting me ranked, and maybe I'll still pay for pay per clicks, but now the SEO is the evergreen choice. Speaking of evergreen, is actual brand building to where you're getting word of mouth calls. Okay. Once again, not getting into a brand building thing, but this is building your name around town in different ways, digitally and probably in physical means. Maybe you're going out meeting people in public, going to the different events and stuff. Oof, nightmare, but anyway, that's your thing. Cool. Billboards next. You want to get your face on a billboard. You buy houses cash. The guys in your areas that do it, and they wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't paying off, probably, or maybe they just want people to know them in restaurants. That's another method. Last one here, Facebook Marketplace, or back in the day, Craigslist, where you just put not even an ad, you'd put a thing out there saying that you buy houses. That's kind of what, same thing, that if it's easy, it probably doesn't work well. All right. So, mail. That's what I always do. That's my main. One other thing that you guys probably have heard of and you're trying to figure out where it fits is driving for dollars. Okay, so you've heard that, and basically what that is you drive around the neighborhood and you say, oh, that house looks like nobody lives there, or that nobody takes care of that house. Grass is overgrown. There's, damage, whatever. It's looking old or whatever. And you put it on a list, and then you reach out to those people. Okay, so you would reach out to those people in any of these methods: cold calling, cold emailing, texting. You might, direct social messaging. You might send them a piece of mail. All right, so driving for dollars is simply a way to build a list. There's lots of ways to build a list. I actually have a very specific way that I build lists. So I made a whole video about, my methods on building lists. I use a thing called Property Radar. That's where I store my list. You can check out that video, or you could go to my free, for now, school community. It's linked in the description. And I teach you guys how to do all that crap so you can be successful real estate investors. Talk to you later.